Hey, Channel Surfers. We've been doing this since April of last year, and I have never seen so many recording issues as what we've experienced in the last week. There's only one thing that logically we should do here. Quit? Yeah. That's where I was Friday after 14 hours of editing an episode when we're doing this for fun. This is what we do in our free time. It's not our job. But instead,
it's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be our fun. Instead, we're just going to blame Kody Brown.
Yeah, let's do
Can't take accountability for his own stuff, so we're going to give you accountability for this. Sister Wives, Season 20, Episode 19. One-on-one, Part 4. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel Surfers, let's ride.
Hello, Channel Surfers. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything. I overanalyzed this podcast to where I was not having fun after all of the analytics I was doing on Tuesday every waking hour. I was up till like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And I told you.
And not trying to complain, but we're on our second recording of this because the first one, 97% processed, and all of a sudden it disappeared. And after, 3 hours, support still hasn't gotten it fixed. So we're just re-recording.
We're doing it again because we learned from the 14-hour edit. What did I say to you, Lauren? I said, don't do that again.
You said at the beginning of the last podcast, if this happens again, we'll re-record. So
we'll re-record.
If we weren't Kody and Robyn fans the first time, imagine how great they're going to wear on us this time.
For sure.
And this is Dee,
her paralegal and smart-ass sidekick and co-host, who is slowly losing her patience today. So hopefully nobody will get to see me lose my shit.
Y'all, we could use a little pep. We could use a little booster. Just give us a little sympathy, like and subscribe.
I'm sure everybody can relate.
We'll take a sympathy one today.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone can relate. We've all had days like this before.
Literally all weekend, I'm sitting there like, this isn't fun anymore. I spent every waking hour of my free time. I was just here to talk about my favorite shows with my favorite people and meet new friends who like the same things that I do. And now I just want to be a traitor. I just want to go to the turret and off somebody.
Murder.
Well, enough about our dark time. Big highlight of this episode is Meri's dark time. So Meri and the relationship spiral to hell in Vegas, which led to her catfishing. Dee's probably going to be catfishing at some other podcast. Like, hey, I swear I'm your co-host. You guys pay, right?
Yeah.
This isn't just for fun. She's like, I don't have to spend my money on this stuff, right? I swear, yes, I'm your podcast host.
I was telling my brother-in-law the other day, we were talking, and I was saying that I had a babysitting job when I was in high school. I used to babysit for this couple every once in a while. And my pay was like $5 and 4 wine coolers. And he's like,
you
that's
made more there than you do here.
Yeah, he's like, that's the best job. I was like, I'm telling you.
Miss getting paid.
I miss them wine coolers.
That's what's so frustrating about 14 hours of editing is I'm like, and we're spending money to make it. All right, enough complaining. Meri's dark time led to catfishing. You might find Dee on another podcast having catfished her way in as host.
Or Lauren might send me $5 and 4 wine coolers to keep me.
Hey, I've got 4 sets of earrings coming for you.
That'll do it too.
We used our law firm flyer mile points to get fun costumes for the podcast.
Yeah. I'm going to still say send wine. Send wine.
I know. I'm on a Kahlua already. Yeah, we had an hour episode. It's just gone. It's never coming back. All right, we're going to forget about that and move on from here. What on God's green earth was Kody complaining about Meri to Robyn?
I have no idea. I thought their agreement was each relationship was individual. So as we find out really through this whole tell-all, Robyn has been in the loop on just about everybody's relationship.
It all seems to be her business until this tell-all where she's like, it's not my place to say. Oh, really? Really? 20 seasons in and now we're going to start taking it's not my place? Could have done that like a decade ago and maybe things would have turned out differently. But she's pregnant with their last child and Kody is going to her complaining about Meri and she doesn't have time for it. She's like growing a whole human. But I was real confused on this part. This is right at the beginning. Kody is talking about going and bothering his pregnant Robyn with Meri's dark spiral. But then we hear about how the epitome of the dark spiral where Meri ends up being catfished. Robyn sees this online and is concerned for Meri, so she goes to Kody. Which is it? Is he going to her, his pregnant wife, and she doesn't have time for it? Or is she going to him about Meri's dark spiral? Because we're getting two different stories.
It was a huge contradiction. I'm going to go with the latter, that she went to him.
Just say things like, hold on, I got to look it up. It was so stupid. Betrayal is an illusion. What is he talking about? Just say confusing stuff that's meaningless like that, and then we'll forget what the story is? What does that even mean? Betrayal is an illusion?
I don't know. When I heard him say it, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I've never heard that betrayal is an illusion. It exists.
Right.
Isn't an illusion something that's magical or not real? Yeah.
It's like a holograph.
I don't know. I think it's just more his dumb made up shit.
It's just some circles to confuse us so that we don't catch on to the fact that they're telling 5 different stories. Story time with Robyn and Kody. But yeah, I don't know why he would bring his issues up with Meri to Robyn, because what they tried to tell us from like season 1 of this show is that these are separate relationships.
Exactly.
And let's say that Robyn gives great advice. In fact, let's say she's a licensed therapist. You know what we would have? A conflict of interest. You can't advise your husband's spouse. It just seems like you might be able to benefit from that a little bit.
Right.
There might be a little power imbalance.
Yeah, and I think, we'll find out here in a little bit because we'll talk more about it, but it sounds like she wanted to portray herself to these women like she was some kind of confidant, and then she was just turning around and telling him everything they would, tell her.
Right. No confidentiality. But to Kody, Robyn is this witness who saw Meri's relationship with him becoming too dark to even reconcile. I mean, just the dramatic language. Ugh.
Robyn saw his suffering.
And she wanted to just squeeze it out of him. Just jerk it out of him.
She just kept shooting him with some poison.
Jerked it out of him. That's why she's the favorite. Just suck it out of him. Like venom. They talk about Meri having a wake-up call and realizing she wanted to be with the family after her dark spiral. I'm assuming that this wake-up call, again, making an ass of myself, but this must have been when the catfish became unveiled to the family, to Meri, when she realized that Samuel Cooper, her young, hot online liaison, was really Jackie Everton. So are we giving Meri credit for actually realizing she wanted to be with the family and reflecting on her emotional affair? Or are we giving Meri credit for realizing she got fooled by the outside world and she's just kind of cocooning back into what she knows, which is her family? Or is Meri's back against a wall? Financially, she is tied in with Kody. She still has Mariah, who is a young adult at this point, about to be empty nest, but she feels like this is the only social support that she has. Kody is saying she had a wake-up call and wanted to stay with the family. But there's a lot of different ways and reasons she could want to stay with the family. And not all of them are, wow, because Kody is just so amazing. I don't know what my life would be like without him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she was dealing with a lot of isolation from them, too. I mean, she really wasn't getting the sympathy or support that she should have gotten, I think, over the divorce. I mean, that had to be hard.
Yeah, she divorced Kody so that Robyn's kids, the Compass and Morality's children, wouldn't have to go back to their father if something happened to her. They, want to cut them off completely from their dad.
Yeah,
Compass
I
and
never
Morality.
really quite understood all of that. Some of me wondered back then if it was just a storyline for the show or if there was. I just never understood it. I never understood why he needed to divorce Meri to adopt Robyn's kids.
Control, because he really wanted to be attached to Robyn, and it would be harder for her to leave if she is legally married to him.
Okay, I see where you're going. Yeah.
And Robyn had fear that he was stoking. So, but yeah, it's got to be hard when you divorce your husband so that he can marry a different spiritual wife.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing it because you're a real team player. This is what the family needs. Kody and your relationship hasn't been great, but maybe this will improve it. Maybe this will show that you're loyal and that you care about the family, and maybe that will make him love you again.
And completely ignore the fact that the new wife is going to hang the marriage certificate, on the wall, framed up for you to look at every day. Yeah.
This was supposed to be to adopt the children. Why aren't we hanging the adoption certificate in pictures?
Exactly.
No, the marriage certificate.
That
And
would be
this isn't
horrible.
like hiding in a bedroom. This is somewhere out in the open where other people have seen it.
Yeah, I don't even know monogamous couples that would hang theirs. And I certainly can't understand why a polygamist family, one of them would hang it for the other wives to see. That's some cold-hearted shit right there.
It'd be hilarious if someone moved it to the bathroom.
I'd go flush it.
Something to contemplate.
It'd just disappear if I was one of them.
So from Meri's dark place in her life, she found Jen. Ride or die Jen. That's what we need. We need Jen to pull us out of this.
We all
funk.
needed Jen. Yeah.
Jen, I want you to send all the good vibes toward our recording so we don't have to redo it.
Please.
She's a ride or die. She is the pest control lady that got rid of the pest, Kody. And she was doing everybody's house. Fair to say, she removed the pest from 3 out of 4 houses. And the other one was just feeding the pest to make it come back. So kind of hard to get rid of it when you're like inviting it into your space, Robyn.
I think it was 2 pests in a pod.
She got rid of both pests, like a couple of fat dicks.
They ended up in the same roach motel. Isn't that what those little roach catchers are called? Roach motels or something like that? I don't know. I'm getting silly because I'm tired.
I mean, I do feel like they would survive a nuclear war if you dropped them off a ledge.
God help us if they're what's left to restart humanity. Could you imagine all of Earth's descendants coming from Kody and Robyn?
I'm just thinking, like, how quickly that inbreeding is going to take place. And, like,
maybe it'll breed smart in instead of stupid out.
You have to have the gene to pass it on, D.
I know. I'm saying maybe they'll breed some smart into them instead
They got to bring smart into the gene pool. I don't know. Where it's like verboten, maybe we're going to be okay. Verboten. He looks for every reason to throw that word in. He's like, I learned my big boy word. Let's use it.
I think you're right. I think he has a roll of toilet paper that just has the word of the day or word of the slice on it. And as he's rolling, he's like, oh, okay.
It's the
he's
only
not
one he
scrolling
remembered.
his phone. He's scrolling his toilet paper.
Now, Jen brings out a bunch of different sides of Meri. So what sides of Meri have we seen? There's the flirty Meri that goes on dates. There's the silly Meri. We cannot forget this hilarious Meri that Jen.
Yeah, I was
going to
say the self-professed hilarious Meri.
Comedian. There is the HGTV Fix Your House Meri. There's the athletic Meri. Let's get biking. And there's Meri the friend. Friends with Ron. Friends with Jen. Let's talk about that friendship with Ron real quick. What the heck is this?
No idea. It's like,
Was it not giving middle school vibes? Did you hold his hand
It's
and
giving
kiss
very-
him? You
It's
can ask,
giving-
but I won't tell.
yes, very grade school, which we've said that before, I think, that it's very grade schoolish. A lot of Meri's stuff. And I don't know if maybe it's because she got married so young, and so she's not really had a lot of experience, of course.
You got married very young.
Yeah, I know, but I did date before I got married. So, I had my grade school crushes. I don't think I acted like that, though, even in grade school with my crushes.
I don't think you'd act like that now either.
Fuck no. I'm going to throw my worst stuff out and see what sticks.
He's
That's
not
what-
throwing anything out. He's
That's
like,
what
I'm
I
done
would
with
be.
dating.
If I was dating, I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to throw all of the shit that I possibly could be, and whatever sticks is meant to be. That would be my attitude at this point.
It's kind of like this podcast.
Aw.
If you're sticking with us,
You must really
Y'all-
like us at
y'all
our worst.
thick and thin.
You'll love us at our best if you like us at our worst.
I get the feeling that Ron is on the fence and he's like,
Mhm.
don't tell people we're dating. We're just hanging out. Because Meri, Suki asks her what she thinks and she's like, yeah, have you seen him? I'm
He's
thinking about
cute.
that. I want to eat that kielbasa with some pierogies. And Ron is probably like, don't tell people that we're Netflixing and chilling. We're just friends. We're just hanging out. Jen goes, oh, if it's what Meri and Ron want, it looks like Meri wants it.
It does. I don't know.
They showed this little clip of,
They're always cute together.
yeah, Christine, David, they think it's adorable. It makes a joke about how they didn't move fast. Okay, David. And then even Kody is like, oh, yeah, that's great. Like, I haven't seen that in a long time. Look at that excitement, like the freshness of dating. Yeah, you haven't seen that in a long time. You are strapped to that bump on a log, Robyn. Womp. No excitement there. It's like a tumor.
She's like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything.
Wow, that excitement.
Are you done
like when-
yet?
It's like when Robyn gets in. Are you done yet?
Well, I imagine her. Are you done yet?
And then she gets excited because she gets to go play with her dolls.
Mhm.
So there's that romantic side that Jen helps massage out of Meri, taking her to the dating stuff, getting her pumped up about her date with Braun. There's the bitchy side that she brings out.
Giving her those bitch lessons.
That whole, you don't control me, bitch. And comb your hair, Kody, which going into this, Kody, he's like, I don't know if Jenny could be funny without making fun of me. And then he's laughing at them making fun of his hair. She's funny, though.
She made
Making
him
fun of
laugh.
you or not, she's
Mhm.
funny.
Mhm.
Meri, not so much.
Jen carries her.
Jen, yeah. Jen pulls her right through.
Yeah.
That's a ride or die right there. And she pulled her out of her silence. Meri says that when she was in Vegas and she was in this dark place, she kind of like collapsed into herself. She decided that it was better not to say anything and not to cause any drama than to speak her opinion, because she didn't have a problem saying what she thought and what she meant, but she didn't want to rock the boat. And it almost sounds like depression to me. Like she didn't care enough to say anything. She just wanted to be left alone.
Right. I know that you thought it sounded kind of like depression, but after watching the whole episode, I kind of thought maybe it was just mistrust. Like she didn't know who to talk to at this
Yeah.
point. So she just
Yeah.
bottled it up.
Well, she could talk to Jen.
Yeah, but maybe Jen
Not
wasn't always
Robyn.
available. Yeah, not
Couldn't talk
Robyn.
to Robyn.
Mm-mm.
Robyn has mouth of the South now.
She's in the wrong state.
But she said she didn't feel like she was in an emotionally safe place. But Jen, like, stuck by her. Jen speaks her mind. She's strong-willed. She's not easily influenced. All the reasons that Kody would not like Jen, according to Christine. Christine's like,
Mhm.
that's why he doesn't like her.
She's not a yes girl.
At least Kody is done trash-talking Jen. He says that's foreboding. Oh, my God, the word of the day. It's becoming trite.
Mm-hmm.
Find another word, Kody. There are so many memory issues in this episode. Meri says that she apologizes for these dark moments in her life and all this shit they went through in Vegas. Kody says she didn't. But Meri, she's like, no, multiple occasions I did. Whether or not he wanted to accept it, that's a different story. What team are you on?
I'm on Team Meri. I mean, just logically, it makes sense to me that she would have apologized, especially with the catfishing incident.
100%.
And probably multiple times.
I'm also convinced that Kody has selective hearing.
Mm.
He didn't hear
Or
it the way he wanted to hear it.
It's selective memory. If she's apologizing multiple times, that tells me it's getting thrown in her face a lot.
Oh. He didn't hear it. He didn't accept it because he wanted to keep hanging it over her head as a reason that she's not good enough so he can spend more time with Robyn, the faithful, the moral compass. All right. The next memory problems we're having, because remember, the show, they were younger than us when they started recording it. And now they're older than us.
They're about the same age as me.
That's what I was
They're older
thinking.
than you.
That's what I was thinking.
Fuck you, Lauren. Fuck you.
My mind's not great. My mind's not. We have little cheat sheets for the cast list of traders, and I can't even remember who's who.
I can't even pronounce their names right. So
what are we saying? Take the money and run. Take the money and run.
Take the money and run.
Where do we fall on this? So allegedly, Jen went to Janelle while she was the pest control lady, and she said, I told Meri to take the money and run. And Janelle went to Kody. And Kody found out. Meri doesn't remember this. Jen doesn't remember this. Christine says Jen's a smartass. It was probably sarcastic. What are your thoughts?
Well, I can totally relate to smartass. And I think that she probably was.
That language.
Yeah, it's my love language. as Meri says, no, seriously. I totally relate to that. I can see it being said in a sarcastic, smartass way.
Which would make sense why they didn't remember it, because they didn't take it seriously.
Right. And Janelle probably might be one of those people that doesn't get sarcasm. I have friends that are like that. I have to make sure that when I say my smart ass shit in text messages that I send an emoji with it or an LOL so that they know I'm not serious, because I do it on a frequent basis.
This is such a weird thing to me, because Janelle says she remembers, and she also remembers deciding to terminate her pest control services with Jen at that moment. She terminated the professional relationship. Although Jen says, no, all the houses kept using me, and then I sold the business, and they kept using that new business. Now, let's go on Janelle's side. Arguendo, for the sake of argument, that Jen really did want Meri to grab the money and run. Why would she tell that to Janelle? Like, I told her to take your money and leave. Like, I told her to take your money and leave. Why would you tell that to the person who you told another person to rob?
Well, not only that, I mean, the other thing, listen, if something like that was said, we would have saw it that season, because it would have been the highlight conflict of the season. Something like that's not getting said, and they're just going to squash it, or it's going to end up on the edit floor.
I don't think it was ever said except in jest. Like, you could jokingly say that, but you're not going to go admit that you are the co-conspirator of a crime to Janelle, which, depending on what she meant by take the money and run, these aren't legal marriages. Boy, it could get messy. So yeah, I think she said it. I think Jen said take the money and run, but I think it was sarcastic. I think Meri picked up on the sarcasm because she's got a great sense of humor. Jen understood the sarcasm. Christine gets it. I think Kody and Janelle, they probably brought this up recently, because Meri says, this is weird. This fabrication is just very recent. And then she tells us that Kody came to her and said, you shouldn't trust Jen because she told Janelle, take the money and run. I feel like all of this probably went hand in hand with this Coyote Pass stuff.
Well, it could have
been.
been.
I could see Kody saying, remember back when Jen was telling Meri to take the money and run? Well, that's what we should do, Janelle. We should just take the money and run. Forget Meri. She was willing to forget us.
That's a good point. It's a very good possibility.
The parallels are kind of uncanny there.
Mm-hmm.
But Jen, she says that she brought this up when Janelle asked if Meri was okay. And of course, her smartass answer is take the money and run. But she's like, no, she's not okay. Absolutely 100% not okay. Go over to her house and check on her, have a talk with her. And time went on and she's like, oh, well, they're not talking to Meri. Meri is an empty nester. Meri is going through a dark time. And this woman's family has completely abandoned her when you would think that the sister wives would have each other's backs. I know I thought that.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like Jen thought that. I think most of us thought that because that's what they were selling us the first seasons of this series. It was the point is to have this big family. So if something happens, there's more people around. So how do you get to a position halfway through the show where Meri's all alone in Vegas with nobody going through the darkest moment of her life? That was really sad.
It was. It makes me wonder what the heck was going on and everybody else. Well, we know Robyn was having a baby or whatever, so she ain't got time to be empathetic or anything with somebody else. And I'm sure
Screwing
that
a whole person inside of her.
yeah, none of us have ever done that. So, it takes a special kind of person for that.
It does. That's
Yeah,
hard.
I was being sarcastic.
I did mine during COVID. I want extra credit.
But I mean, you see what I'm saying? There's nothing special about her. It's not like every other woman who's ever had a child doesn't work or have jobs or have 2 jobs or have other children and doing things. We don't just plop ourselves down on a throne and say we can't do anything because we're pregnant.
Let the nanny take care of the rest of the kids.
Right? But, I was... Sorry, I forgot where I was going. Janelle and Christine both have several children, and I think most of their kids were like in that preteen and teenage years.
Right.
There might have been a lot of events going on with their kids or...
But then again, we see Meri involved with Robyn's kids a lot. So how is she completely alone? And this is when they're all living in the same cul-de-sac. Meri says that this time is when she started realizing that Robyn wasn't even there for her and she didn't trust Robyn. I don't know that she realized that in the moment at the time. I think she probably thought for a while that Robyn was one of her closest supporters, but Robyn can't keep her big flap shut.
Mm-mm.
Everything that Meri said right out Robyn's mouth. And it's not just Kody. She was telling her friend stuff about Meri's catfish experience, and her friend was apparently friends with the catfish. Excuse me?
That whole
Hello?
triangle just sounds a little bit too suspicious to me. That's like ding, 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 red flag, red flag. Robyn, what the hell are you doing friends with these people?
I'm sure Meri at first was like, I told you not to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't say anything. And then as years wore on and she thought about it, she was probably thinking, how involved was Robyn?
Well, she comes to a point that she says, I realized that things I was telling Robyn,
She was the
catfish
leak.
would tell me what
She
I had
she
said
was
to
the
Robyn.
leak.
Yes.
Now, she even now says she didn't think that Robyn's intentions were bad, that Robyn was going in trying to fix things with Kody, trying to fix things, I guess, with the catfish.
That just sounds like somebody trying to put icing on a pile of shit. I think that they were just trying
Christine says the same thing. She says that Robyn, it's one thing if you are bringing people in front of you and you're talking to both of them at the same time, but it seems a little more shady when you're going to each of them individually. It seems a lot more shady when you've got a personal interest in the outcome of this. But Cody sits there and he's like, my wife should tell me when my other wife is cheating. We can get into that debate, but I can see that point. Fair. But should your wife go and talk to the catfisher's friend about everything that the person being catfished is telling her?
Absolutely not. I mean, honestly,
after the person has said, keep your mouth shut?
Makes me think that maybe Robyn might have been behind the whole catfish thing to begin with. That's just weird. That's too close for comfort in my book.
This is the woman who just married your husband after you divorced them.
Yeah. Yep. And these are the issues that the wives are expressing that they had with Robyn. They felt that they would tell her confidences and then she would go and tell Kody. Christine even says, Kody would come to her then in anger and upset. But when they're talking to Kody about this, when Suki's talking to Kody, he's completely misunderstanding.
He's not misunderstanding. He is redirecting the conversation.
Well, he's saying
Christine
he's
sits there and
tired
says,
of them.
I didn't trust Robyn. And then he goes to, well, Robyn's not the reason that Christine and I didn't work out. I'm
Well, no.
sorry. That wasn't the question. The question is whether or not she can keep her big flap shut. And the answer is no.
Right.
Robyn is a blabbermouth.
What he was saying is, I'm sick and tired of the girls making Robyn the scapegoat. It's bullshit. And they're not making her a scapegoat. They're actually expressing what their concerns were. And they all had the same exact concerns. And he's just like, no, it's bullshit. They're just trying to scapegoat her. You know, my issues with those relationships was between me and them. Robyn didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, except for when you went and complained to pregnant Robyn about Meri. That part.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Suki finally has to just get direct with him and say,
Is there
has
ever
Robyn
a time
yes.
where Robyn told you something out of confidence? He's like, yeah, the catfish. Okay, you know that's not the only time. But this is a time where you feel you can throw blame back at Meri. Was Meri wrong? Yes. She should have left and then moved on with the handsome young Samuel Jacob Cooper. But, you know, she was in a lonely spot. She messed up.
Right. But it also brings us back around to the contradiction that we had at the beginning of the show. Did Kody go to Robyn or did Robyn go to Kody? Because he's now just said that Robyn told him.
CD, it depends on the story that they're telling in the moment. Depends on which fits their narrative better for the time. A hard question I had to ask myself in this episode was, should Robyn have told Kody that Meri was having an emotional affair? My gut instinct is no, but I think logically that's because I don't like Robyn. When I think about it, you know, we have a family here. She's got Kody, she's got Meri, she's got loyalties to each, similar to a child where you have two parents, loyalties to each, even an adult child. But one parent cheats. If that child were to say something, even that adult child, it might not be any of their business, but I wouldn't fault them for saying that. Now, if Kody is abusive, then I think to protect Meri, Robyn shouldn't say anything. And while I sometimes see those red flags, I feel like the wives have been clear that that's not how they perceived it. Doesn't mean that it wasn't the case, but it's not how they perceived it in their relationship.
If me personally, I think I would have gone to Meri and not to Kody.
Yeah, I agree.
And had the discussion with her and let it be her, you know, story to tell.
But then do you give a deadline? You need to say something by this date. And then are you putting pressure on her to do something that, you know, that she's not comfortable doing?
Right. I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility depending on how the conversation went. I would think with most people, just the fact that you go to them and say that you know this, that they know time is of the essence, that they need to have this conversation because it's probably going to get out. But
I mean, I did feel for Kody kind of here. But also, is it part of polygamy to just emotionally abandon your other wives for your new one? Or could that even be a form of non-consensual, like this relationship was supposed to be all of us. It's not what it is anymore. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's what I love about the show. It raises all the hard questions. Going back to memory issues. So did Meri stop trusting Robyn in Vegas? Robyn said this the first time she's hearing it from Suki. And then she acts like she doesn't know what Suki's talking about. Why ever wouldn't she trust me?
She always plays that stupid card like she don't know.
Other question becomes, Jen know Kody? Jen's like, that man has amnesia. I have met him so many times. He keeps saying, I don't know him. Newsflash, I do. I was there for some of this.
I've been in Meri's life for 12 years.
You're on the phone with her or in the house with her or at the table with us. And yeah, I hear what happens. And basically, you're a big baby that wants it his way, and it's going to be that way.
Well, yeah. And not to mention, I mean, he's only been on TV for what, 20 seasons?
I mean,
like most of us know him.
He could say the edit.
At this point.
It's a hell of an edit.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was really anything else to add from that episode.
I think we covered everything.
I would say that the end of this,
Mm.
it feels like putting the bow on the end of this series. We're not saying this is the series finale, but the way that it was wrapped up, there's no cliffhangers. You have Janelle, who appreciated the apology. She feels like she's moving forward, like building forward. And Kody's side of the family, he's screwed up. He's the only one that needed to apologize. Meri also said she loved the apology. If it helps him, that's fine. We have this closure where she says she forgives him and that she's having a good life. And it reminded me of that Rascal Fat Flats. God bless the broken road that led me straight to Ron. She's like, my life's wonderful now. It wouldn't have been here without this journey. So just the way she's talking about it, it's like, okay, so we're getting closure on Janelle. We're getting closure on Meri. Christine, she's completely changed since the show started and she doesn't have any regrets. And she says if we keep focusing on the past, we can't build forward, which
makes sense.
Basically, like if you're going to focus on the past, that means you're still doing this show called Sister Wives, which is your past. Robyn has turned a page. We have heard her for 20 seasons being the Kody interpreter, jumping into everybody's problems. But now she's sitting there going, not my place. Not my place.
The damage is already done.
I don't need to apologize to anybody. Forgiveness is about yourself. It's not about someone else. That's all she's got. She's not getting involved in people's business anymore. So we see like this full arc with her in the last 5 minutes of the show. And then Kody, everybody else has moved forward and blossomed. Even Robyn, who's now going to mind her own business. But we see Kody where he's always been, sitting there with himself at the center, saying that if anybody needs to call him and ask him questions why, and they're just so hurt over this breakup, he's happy to talk to them. Not realizing that nobody cares, nobody needed your apology, and nobody's going to be calling you because they're still trying to process things to get over you. So we leave Kody right where we found him.
All about himself.
There's no cliffhanger for next season.
Nope.
There is closure with everybody, and Kody right where we found him. I hate to say this, but I don't know that we'll have another season of Sister Wives.
Yeah, when I was listening to them, I was like, this is going to be it. I was thinking the same thing. If they have started recording something, maybe one more season, but I haven't heard anything. I don't know about you.
I heard McKelty say on an interview that the show's basically over. There's not much left in it. Janelle doesn't want to do it anymore. The money is good, but she doesn't want to do it. But without Sister Wives, it was about the Sister Wives and the family. Sister Wives are not Sister Wives anymore, and the kids don't want anything to do with the show. Very few of them do. So we'll just have to see.
Maybe we'll go back to square one and start at the beginning.
It would be interesting to watch this show knowing what we know now.
Exactly.
In hindsight. Well, Channel Surfers, thank you for listening. Who knows? This could be the last new episode recap of Sister Wives. I hope not, though. I hope they find a way to stir it up and make it fun. Kody, you want this TLC money? You got to leave Robyn. You got to leave Robyn.
Well, or maybe him and Robyn will bring a wife in.
No, he needs to leave Robyn.
He needs to leave other women alone, period.
Yeah. Don't come for us. Thank you for listening, Channel Surfers. We'll see you tomorrow with the last episode of 90 Day the Other Way for the season. And we'll see you Friday with Traders. Bye.
Let's ride.